Hello. Yesterday I something across a Facebook post. Is about a guy. He didn't mention. He met a old couple. They bought a house 30 plus years ago, and intention is to bought a house first. Then when the children grown up and they can live together But the goal doesn't realize because the kids all go overseas and live there. No, not coming back. And the house had to be sold because when they're getting old, the maintenance getting tougher, and also they got to climb upstairs. Has been incident they have almost falling down. But the topic today is to calculate the return. He didn't mention about return, but it's just I just gave a bit just to calculate the return of the house and just see the background story. Okay. The house bought about 300,000 30 plus years ago. Didn't mention when. So let me assume 1996. And then they sold the house at 2025 last year. Then the selling price is 1.2 million. Didn't mention where. So doesn't matter. And every 2 to 3 years, the guy mentioned is they need about 3,000 at least to maintain the house, mainly to paint the outside and do the roof, repair the roof leaking. It's a semi house, and let's see how we calculate the returns. This is a normal return calculations. Gross KGA, so meaning compound interest rate. Just like what we put the money inside FD or let's say EPF. So every year the principal return, then we put it back to the principal, then it grow. Same thing to calculate this one. So 298, they buy the price, sell at 1.2 million over 30 years. It roughly come back at 4.75. Not bad considering currently our FD average less than 3% for most of the time for the past 15 years. So this is the normal return. But unlike house compared to let's say FD, EPF, there is no cost. We put whatever there, then we get 100%. And even let's say we buy stock, the return at most is the remisal cost and stamp duty. But for house is a lot more. So using this might not accurately reflect the real return. So I do another calculation to calculate the real return, taking into consideration also the inflation. So take a look. So if adjusted now only 4.3%. Here, previously is 4.75. So lesser by point something percent. So maintenance cost, he mentioned about minimum 3,000 for every 3 years, more or less. So I factor in 2% inflation. So 2% every 3 years cycle. So it end up 33,800. And inflation for this over 30 years, the first half, the inflation might not be that high compared to the later part. A lot of factors. Maybe we can talk later. Uh, so I take 2%. And council tax, meaning that the quick rent and the assessment fee. I do not know the area. So I just do a average numbers. So all add in, let's say 500 per year. So inflation every year, put it 1.2%. I do not know low or high because government sometimes when they do the adjustment on the fee, it didn't come every year one. Sometimes it come after 10 years. So just average to take a picture. So roughly about 18,000. Buying cost 2.5%. So that will include the lawyer execution fee of S&P. Down payment I didn't include because down payment is the equity of the house. So you pay partially the value of the house. So it's not the cost. So the cost roughly 2 to 2.5% rule of thumb. Can be higher, can be lower, but this is middle. Then selling cost at the same rate also 2.5. So all in 88,000. So minus all the return, minus this not minus all the return minus all this costing, we come to the calculation again. Then this is the 4.3%. So just to mention, the inflation is calculated by year, by every cycle. You can use some app to do the calculations. Now got AI, so much easier now. So compared to the EPF return, so EPF for the past same 30 years period is 5.83, pretty high. Highest even at 7.7, and the lowest also got 4.25. So which return is better? Looks like EPF. But actually not because buying property, we know we buy the property, let's say the price is 300,000 30 years ago. They pay, let's say, down payment at 10%. So they use a 10% down payment, whatever they have, to buy a house value much more than what they can afford that time. So the leveraging return we didn't include. But make things simple, apple to apple, EPF at 5.8, then this house is after minus all the cost is 4.3. But if let's say we add the leveraging, actually it's much higher, so we didn't include. And that's all. So when we do the return, should include the cost. Basically need to have the maintaining cost, and at the least also include the quick rent and assessment every year. So add up can be quite a lot one. So last is their story. So can take a look on that. It's a translated one. Original is in Chinese. So see you.